example. So we have our daughter. There'll be times when she asks, like, "Can I go to?"
She's 11.
Yeah, she's 11. She wants to go to her friend's house, and her room is a disaster. And I'm like, "Hey, before you go to your friend's house, is your room clean?" And she's like, "No." And I think for most kids, they would just be like, "Okay, well, now I get it. I can go clean my room and then go to my friend's house." She'll just go lay down in the room.
Yeah, she's done.
And stay there all night instead of going to the friend's house. You know, so sometimes the consequences is like, well, whatever. I'll just hang out in this mess.
And the thing of it is like, we tell her so that doesn't motivate her. So it's like, I know you have to find the thing that motivates them in order to do the thing, right? So then I ended up, after he did that, I ended up going in there and I took her tablet and I said, "Hey, I'm going to take your tablet. We want you to go to your friends. We want you to have fun." I said, "But before, that happens, we need you, to clean your room." And so I'm being very focused on when I'm talking to her. I don't want her to feel intimidated. I don't want to talk at her. I want to talk with her. So I have a very strong voice, I'm very loud, I guess you can say. And so I try to minimize that so she doesn't feel like I'm upset with her. I'm not upset with you. I'm taking your tablet away and you can have it back once you clean your room.
Once you take care of business.
Right. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that's good. I generally feel like, the part of the problem, and this is actually a question you wrote earlier. You wrote when you sent, "Here's some ideas for the podcast." And one of them was back, I don't want to always fight with my kids. I just want to enjoy them and enjoy their company. Yes. Something like that, right?
Yes.
And that's very common, Now, what I would say is that conflict is necessary. It's just necessary. There used to be conflict in the home that was brought in a natural way based on the economics of the situation. I need you out there helping me in the field. I need you to watch your baby brother while I'm at work. I need this. We only have certain things. So children participated in a different way. And as a matter of fact, if you look at sort of more, I don't know if the word's primitive, but societies that still live the way that most societies lived 10,000 years ago, you go to the rainforest, what you'll see is that 2.5-year-olds, 3-year-olds are participating in that community. Mm-hmm. And by the time they're 4 or 5, their ability to do that and to consider the people around them is like a decade ahead of kids in Los Angeles.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. So I think there's a transactional aspect. And so to go back to your daughter, you could say, you just have to make her aware of the fact of like all the things you take for granted, we provide those things. Okay. The tablet, the internet connection, the ride to your friend's house, the clothes that you buy. And there's a give and take. It's nothing personal. It's not about judgment about you not being a good person or not considering other people even. It's that you take these for granted, and why wouldn't you, right? But the reality is we need you to do certain things because our only job is to prepare you to be someone who can live well on their own in the world.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
Yes. And I told, like, the hardest job is being a parent. I mean, just a few days ago, I was bawling. Like, I was in tears and I'm like, I do not like being a parent. And I said that because, no, seriously, it wasn't even funny. Like, I was so sad because I want to have fun with my daughter. Like, I don't want to be the one, I'm already getting emotional. I don't want to be the one always having to tell her, to clean your room, do your homework. Like, it's just, I feel horrible, and I want that close relationship with her, but I know that I can't be a friend. It's a parent first, the friend comes after, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
I think what you just said, 95% of moms in America, maybe dads in America, would feel very similar, and they struggle with this. And I think part of this is that when we made this big transition in our parenting, we weren't aware of it. We didn't like decide to make it, but we decided, let's stop spanking our kids. Let's stop being, let's stop terrorizing our kids or screaming at our kids or sending them to bed without dinner because, they raised their voice to us or whatever it was. When we stopped doing that and we started shifting into this communication model, is that we needed other motivators. And what it does is because kids used to care about what we said to them. They took us seriously,
right,
because these things had weight. We were like angry bears, or we just would assert ourselves strongly, and things were serious. So now that that's shifted, and we're just trying to do communication, we need to introduce a whole nother level. Now, once you learn how to introduce that level, which is just you're making the causes and effects to prepare them for the world. So they're going to make choices. You need to give them effects for those choices. You want to do that in as humane a way as possible, a way that helps them to take responsibility and feel proactive in the world and to think about problems in terms of how can I solve this? Where is my power here? This sort of thing. So, but I think that, like, for me, one of the reasons I love my work, I've always loved my work. I love working with the kids that nobody else loves working with. I like those kids. I like a fight.
Yeah.
I don't like a fight. No.
I'm tired of fighting.
I'm tired.
So
it's
tired
exhausting. I have no energy left.
I was a wrestler in high school. I loved wrestling. I was a good wrestler.
Yeah.
I wrestled against a lot of very good wrestlers. My team were state champions. I got my kicked all the time for the first couple of years. And then I did a little of my own kicking and I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it and all of it. I just like the battle.
So are you telling us, because my husband's in jujitsu, so are you telling us that we should choke our kids out? No.
No, see, but there's an engagement, you don't need to get physical with your kids. You don't need to spank your kids because, like, one of the analogies is, like, if you think about what you're in sometimes, it's like you're in a trade war and you're the US and they're El Salvador.
Yeah.
I love El Salvador, but in a trade war, they're going to get their ass kicked. Yeah. That's just how that works.
Yeah.
With the U.S. because you have all the resources. Do you need to use nukes? Do you need to send in the army? No, you don't need to do any of that hard stuff. Okay. You could be sweet as pie because you got all the resources. So be nice about it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the position you're in.
Well,
they want to play.